Hi, this is Freya from Otherworldly, and I am here to unbox the March 2017 treasure chest for you. And the theme of this treasure chest is royal treatment, so I have dressed up for the occasion in a lovely gown from the Muses, a pretty updo hair from Aisling's new sub-brand Voluptas Virtualis, and I've also got a skin on, which is from the skin fair currently ongoing. The Atara skin from Imabee for Lilutka's mesh heads. And this is Simone that I'm wearing at the moment. I really like that combination. I've also set the stage in one of our buildings from the medieval village set by Fnatic. And I've got my Iron Throne from Death Row Designs in the background, so I should be set for anything that the royal treatment box might drop on me. And we'll start by taking a look at the HUD. And as you see, I have in fact cheated and unboxed it, so I'm just gonna give you the rundown of how it works if you are new to the treasure chest. There are 12 designers this round. There should have been 13. Suzu Ayan had to drop out due to illness very late and was not replaced, unfortunately. But this looks like an interesting collection, I think. And as usual, you can click the individual pictures, or you can click in the middle to get all the loot, and that'll take a while as it delivers it, so don't detach the HUD immediately, and make sure you've got all 12 items when you're done. So I will give you a little look at what I've got in my folder as well. We have Stitched, Cubic Cherry, Ostrus, Oxide. Didn't check what AS is short for. We'll have to do that when I unbox it. Adonis, Half Moon Market, Ursh, Fida, Unrepentant, Fallen Gods, and Rowanwood. I think we're going to start with Rowanwood because I do always like these items. And here we go. Come in on this little box here and see what we got. And this looks like a very nice chase set. There are 27 single animations and 24 couple sets. That looks pretty. And we're gonna open that. There we just have the information about the set, and let's see what we got here. We have oil lamps and the Born Royal Chase. See if that manages to rest out here. Actually, I picked a little bit of a small location for resting furniture, perhaps. But that's what happens when you want to vary your locations. Eventually you run out of the good big ones. But there, that's not too bad. Doesn't quite fit the decor in this medieval place, but should be pretty good anyway. And here we have a lovely oil lamp. I really like this one as well. Provides some little extra illumination here. And I'm gonna try out the chase, of course. Now, of course, as you see, sitting down in a large gown is not always the easiest, especially not cross-legged. That's not how you want to sit in a gown in SL. There, the prim sits always work. Obviously my cloak is gonna sink in. This has a bit of a Roman feel to it, or kind of an early medieval, with the marble underneath, and then you have this tall oil lamp to illuminate yourself further. I like it. This is really pretty, and I think that one has to find a home somewhere in our many buildings. Maybe in the castle that you see in the background. So we will clear that out of for now, however. So that is Rowanwood's item. Very nice item indeed. Then we move on to the Fallen Gold Royal Edition from Fallen Gods. And here we have a very fancy delivery system. I really like the packaging that Fallen Gods tends to do. It's always quite pretty, and here you have this fleur-de-lis on top of a little sort of scrying bowl, and all very pretty. And it has done its duty, and we'll see what it delivered to us. And apparently it decided not to disappear when I told it to. There you go. Okay, so we'll look at the ad first to give us a sense. We have tattoo layers for male and female avatars. And they are Omega, and there are also nail tattoos for Slink. So since I am female, we will start with the female. Oh, I see, that was straight to wear. Okay. I thought there was more unpacking to do. Alright, so we can apply on the head, at which point we will do, see if the default zone works. It seems to work. There we go. Of course it just edited my eyebrows, but we'll have to live with that. And then we are going to go for tattoo top and bottom, so then I need to get my Slink HUD. And I need to sort my layers. Actually, the underwear can be off, but I need to turn on the tattoos. There we go. Tattoo layers all turned on. And as you can see, I have been gold dusted all over. It looks like there's some doubling up on the face, so I think I will go for all zones like that. There we go. That's correct. You'll have to use all zones to get the whole head. Unless you use HUD control. I'm not sure if the relay method on the Lutka might work better, but there you have it. Gold dust all over. Very pretty, very royal. Maybe I should do my nails as well. It's pure gold. And there we have it, matching nails. Very royal indeed, I would say. So that's Fallen Gods. And then we have Unrepentant, and we have the Frog Prince box. Alright, sounds intriguing. That one both unboxed and disappeared itself. Very handy. And here's the vendor photo. And it is indeed a frog prince. Well, what princess does not need a frog prince? So I will go for the holdable version. To attach that one. And there we are. I'm gonna have to zoom in on this fellow. And he's got a tongue, and it comes out, and it licks me at my face. Okay, that's a very forward frog prince, I would say. That's quite cute. And certainly very royal, if one thinks of the fairy tales. Let me see. Maybe I should res him out as well, and see what he looks like then. More or less the same. We have a little frog prince guy here. Is he gonna lick people here as well? Or is that only if you hold him? He seems less inclined to lick people when you res him on the floor. No, there comes the tongue. So he's a cheeky little fellow. And back up we go. I do like that gold dusting. It's very pretty. Very fancy. And then what we have next, we have something from Faida, Bilkis, and it says Maitreya and Slink, which is always promising. And it unpacked itself. Also very polite of it. And we have Bilkis for Maitreya Curvy, Slim, and Slink Physique. And it doesn't actually say Hourglass, so I am hoping that it is going to work with the slink body that I'm currently wearing. And that looks like a pretty dark purple royal gown. So, in order not to shock anyone, I am going to put this on top like that, and then I will detach my muse's gown, and I will need to get my arms back on, I see. Both arms. Let's get those back, and shoulders I will need back as well. Sometimes clicking these tiny spaces on the hood is not so easy. That part I think needs to be on as well. There we go. And I'll get the lighting done properly here. It's a little tricksy when I just have a window to get it in through. So, oops, I need to put on more stuff in the back. There, that one should do it. And maybe these as well. There we go, I think. Well, no, these as well. Excellent. So this is a nice kind of slinkier version, but it has a nice pattern in the front and this deep sort of purple red, wine red color. Definitely has a very royal feel, and I do think that because it has sort of a little bit of a kind of Roman Grecian feel, and I'm going to start camming it around in a moment when I've got the light where I want it, it would actually go very nicely with the rowan wood item, I think. The royal Born Royal chase. I have no idea, by the way, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's one of those words I'm not strictly sure. I figured one out and I think it's right, but don't ask me. So that's Fida. Let's see what's up next. Well, okay, that was perhaps not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep that one on, of course. Not flash you my invisible body. After Fida, we have Ursh, Caged. And it looks like something that you attach. Oops, wrong folder. There we go. Caged accessory, hand pose, no hand pose, so let's try the hand pose version. There we go. So we have this elaborate little cage with pearls and flowers inside. Very pretty. And there are a few more versions of it that I need to look at and see what those might be. We have the caged stand for rezzing, sit for rezzing, 20 plus poses. Okay. Oh, all right. This is in fact a whole cage. That apparently you can sit in. Ah, okay. So this is where you keep your captured princesses. And there are various poses for sitting around in your cage. It doesn't look like the most secure cage in the world, admittedly. It seems like you'd be able to get out of those bars, but maybe there is magic involved. There is also a HUD. We will see what that one does. We can turn the pearls off. We can turn the pearls back on. We can turn flowers on. off which of the flowers. I'm not seeing those, or maybe that's for the small one. We can turn it to silver instead. The whole thing like that. Upper decor off on. So you've got some options here for customizing your cage, and there seems to be one more version here as well. So I've got the caged stand. Let's see how that one looks. Or did that just res out? Oops. Way. Let's get myself back. Yes, that decided to res itself outside the building, which wasn't quite what I was intending. Let's see if I can get it back to where it belongs. Am I not pulling the right one? There we go, I think. It's still way off. But... okay, so the other one is supposed to sort of float in the air or be hanging, whereas this one is designed to stand on the floor, since it doesn't have the pearls going underneath it, but otherwise it probably works more or less the same. There's also a separate HUD for the rose colors, and those I think were mainly in the hand accessory one, because I'm not seeing the roses there unless I forgot. Of course they may not be turned on right away, so that's a fun little thing to play around with, where you've got several options for how to use it. And after Ursh, we've got the Half Moon Market Queen of Vengeance. Let's see if I managed to res that. There we go. Sometimes resing on mesh can be the most tedious thing to attempt. That looks somewhat brutal. We have the best served cold. I guess I will just add it and see what it is like. And it is a headpiece with the knife sticking out of it. That looks very aggressive. And then we have the Vengeance Taken. We'll see what, okay, that is. Oh, I see, that is the same thing, because it's in exactly the same place, but it is bloody. Yay. I guess indeed, vengeance has been taken. And then we have the Princely Pie. Where does that one go? Oh, well, obviously not supposed to be worn. But that looks like a very bloody pie, and I don't think I want to speculate on what is in it. Given the precedent set by A Song of Ice and Fire, I think I have an idea what might be in that pie. That's of course not a new thing, serving up your enemies' relatives, children, what have you, to them as food. That's a good old story, sort of fairy tale mythological element. Yum, not. From Adonis comes the Royal Eyes, so I am guessing that these are eyes. See if... there we go, and see what that is like. And we have system eyes, and we also have mesh eyes and a HUD. So I'm going to try these out. Now, mesh heads and eyes can be a little tricky in the fit sometimes, but this seems to be working fine. And we have a HUD for selecting our various colors. So I'm going to try one of these. Oops, I'll have to move it up so it's not conflicting with the lilac HUD. There we are. Up you go. And these purple eyes to match the... oh, I see, you can do left and right independently like that. That's cool. I do think that generally anyone making eyes these days ought to look at making having the HUD allow you to move it like sideways, up and down and in and out, because mesh heads can be so tricky. These are definitely some pretty color options, but I would wish for the HUD to have some more choices in that direction to be absolutely certain that they would work with mesh heads, because they can be so tricky. And I feel like I would like to have some eyebrows actually, but I probably can't have that with the so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the facial not the lashes though, and the tattoo. There we go. So we will just leave the gold on the body so that I can have some sort of eyebrows back for the rest of the video. Okay, that's Adonis. Back down we go. And we have the AS, which I wasn't strictly sure what it was. Except I managed to res Adonis again. Which was not what I intended. There we go instead. And I'll get rid of that one. Abstract Soul. Ah, yeah. Okay. Royal Arcanist Scepter. And I would guess that is somebody dealing in the arcane for royalty. We have the animated hold and the non-animated. So I'm going to go with the animated hold. And so you can see my bento finger animations still work. And let me see, does it have any options? No, no touch options, so that's the color it is. We also have a thank you freebie called Heaven's Rise, and I'm not strictly sure what that is. Oh, that appears to be some kind of magical contraption. That's pretty cool. But I'll leave us with this scepter for now on. Here we are, give you a better look at that. It's got some magic swirls around it. And yes, some sort of magic dealings is clearly what this royal scepter. It's got the base of a scepter, but it's got something arcane going on. And after that, we have the Mere Crown from Oxide. And we will wear that to unpack. And that is indeed a Mere Crown. Or crown should be the pronunciation, of course. It looks like it is for underwater royalty, which I'm not at the moment, of course. Didn't that one unbox? No, it didn't. I didn't click the right place. It would help if I clicked the place that actually says unpack. That usually does a world of difference. There we go. And we have a Mere Crown, so we're gonna I'm gonna put that on and see how that fits, and that looks like it fits quite nicely, and that is very, very pretty. Lovely detailing. And then we have our HUD, where we can tweak some things, I'm guessing. Yes. And we have the pearl, we have these shells and these different shells, and we have a resizer. So And I think these kind of change the whole thing. I think we're on the pink, so if we go to here, we get a different combination, or a more purple combination maybe to go with the rest of our outfit. Yeah, that's very nice. Don't really have a merling outfit or anything, or mermaid outfit. Haven't had one of those for ages, but if I did, I would definitely wear this with it. That is our mer crown from Oxide, and I think that one can get to stay on for a little bit. Matches the eyes very nicely there. As we come down to the home stretch here, we have the royal earrings from Ostris. Okay. Works only in static poses, not with AO. Okay, we'll see how that works. That seems very strange. If they're attached, they ought to work. Well, they seem to work, although obviously they would easily cut into things. But wow, they are super elaborate. That's amazing. Might pack a pretty heavy LI. I didn't actually see how much my avatar complexity went up. But so you can change the pearls. Or actually there you're just changing the pearls stay, but you can change the metal part. Oh yeah, I did push up my complexity a little bit, but they are very, very pretty. This is a brand that I'm not familiar with from before, but that is some really elaborate work. Very nice. And for photos and such, I have to admit that I don't really care a lot about complexity and such, because well, it you know, I like what looks nice in the photos. But obviously it's good to know if you're planning to wear it out. I wouldn't wear this to the skin fair, for example. And afterwards I think we have something that sounds like another crown, the avian crowns from Cubic Cherry. And it has unpacked itself from the little cute little cherry that is the packaging for Cubic Cherry. And we have the day and night crowns. We'll have a look at the ad. So I'm gonna have to ditch my mer crown for now, and we'll start with the day crown. And it's kind of got this horn thing, which is wrapped in ribbons, and then you've got some roses and such, and a band across the forehead. So it's a very fanciful fantasy look for some sort of horned royalty, I think. And I'm gonna take this one off and show you the night one as well before I look at the HUD. And the night one has the dark horns and the darker metal across the forehead. And then we have the HUD. Let's see what sort of options that gives us. We have rose colors. We can turn those. The metal color, we can change that as well. The bolts, I guess, on the metal there, okay. And the cloth. Okay, so we've got some variation here that we can do in the accents. It is mainly the horns that stay the same between the day and the night crown. And then we are in fact on to our final item, which is the Chail Cape from Stitched. politely got itself into my inventory, which is always helpful. And we have 3 different sizes covering a bit of a range. I am guessing that these are going to be more or less unisex. We will try this small medium size and see how that looks. Still looks a bit bulky. Let's go down and see if the extra small, yes, that works. I'm gonna be able to give you a better look if I don't cam like a mad woman. So here we have a cape and it kind of fastens in front like that. I think there are some unrigged buttons as well, so see where those go. Okay, so you would adjust those based on the size of cape that you pick. Might be a little tricky, to be perfectly honest, to get it to look right when you move, because the cape is going to move. We have a HUD as well, and it basically gives us both textures here. So I'm gonna give it a texture that matches the dress a bit better. Well, this doesn't not match, but I'll give it a lighter texture so we can see it actually. And then you can also tint, so it is no mod, but you have a HUD that allows you to tint, and it can also have save slots. So we could try and tint it a little bit more in the direction of I'm not quite sure why it isn't actually. Okay, there, I can do it like that. And then, okay, now I've activated it, so I can move this around, get various colors along this HUD. It should have more red, right, to be fitting this one, I think. A bit more along that route, and then darken it further. So I haven't actually talked about that in this box, because I was doing this unboxing alone. Which of these items could be considered unisex? And well, the cape, obviously. The crowns could probably be refitted, but they are a bit feminine. Same for the earrings. The Merc crown I would feel is a bit feminist. The scepter, of course, would work. And the eyes. The Queen of Vengeance, well, doesn't sound so by the name at least. The caged had feminine poses. The dress, of course, is for women. Technically, I suppose the Frog Prince. I mean, who says that the Frog Prince might not be gay? So that works. And then, of course, Fallen Gods and Rowanwood would work. So there are a few things for the guys out there, but it is a tough call with these boxes, whether you should have them be more unisex or not. And in many ways, it would, double the work of designers unless they're doing things like Rowanwood, and which is decor, and then you don't have to worry about it. So those are our 12 items, and it's too bad that we didn't get more items in this box, I think, because I really liked the theme, and I think that a lot of people definitely managed to put a good spin on it, and produce some interesting things. We did get some more clothing in this box, which is always nice, as I feel some of them have been a bit heavy on accessories. Here I would almost have liked another piece of decor, perhaps, but 2 between Ursh and Rowanwood is actually not bad out of 12 items. So it's a pretty good balance here. My favorite item, well, I really like the dress by Faida, and the Rowanwood Sovereign Born Chase. Those are probably my favorites, I think. The earrings from Ostras are really impressive, if a little high on the complexity, it seems. And the Mirror Crown, even if I don't know how much I would use it, is really prettily done. So that's the treasure chest for March, and I don't think they've announced a theme yet for next month, so we will have to see in a while what that will be like, and I will be back to take a look at that one as well.